Look at the recent census data for New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. For decades, these progressive hubs served as the cultural and economic epicenters for Black Americans. But right now, their Black populations are actively shrinking. To understand how strange that is, you have to look backward. Starting in the early 1900s, millions of Black Americans fled the Jim Crow South, packing their lives into suitcases to head north and west. They were chasing a very specific dual promise: physical safety from systemic racial violence and the massive economic mobility offered by booming manufacturing jobs. Those grueling factory shifts built the foundations of the modern American metropolis. Yet today, those exact coastal cities are losing the descendants of the people who poured the concrete. This graph compares the stagnant generational wealth gap in the United States. Right now, the median Black household holds just 15 cents of wealth for every dollar a white household has. That ratio has barely moved in 50 years. Combine that financial stagnation with what researchers call racial fatigue. In a highly volatile national political climate, navigating daily discrimination carries a heavy emotional tax. It acts as a constant low-level hum of anxiety. That daily friction drains personal energy and financial resources much faster than a standard paycheck can ever replenish them. You cannot recharge your battery in the exact environment that drained it. Millions of Black Americans are realizing this math doesn't work, and they are actively choosing between two distinct geographic exit strategies. Path 1 is domestic. Demographers call it the new Great Migration. Young, college-educated Black professionals are packing up and moving to southern states like Georgia, Texas, and North Carolina. The appeal here is highly practical. The cost of living drops significantly below coastal averages, making expansive suburban homes accessible for the first time. As this population shifts, it rapidly concentrates Black demographic weight in fast-growing southern metropolitan centers. Black families are reclaiming the geography their ancestors fled, transforming the South into a strategic base for voting power and generational wealth. Path 2 goes further. It's known as Blaxit, a total systemic exit where Black Americans expatriate entirely, moving to Latin America, Europe, or the African continent. Leaving the United States for a racial respite has a deep historical precedent. 20th century luminaries frequently relocated overseas to live and create freely. Today, the mechanics are powered by remote work. Expats use geo-arbitrage, earning strong US dollars while spending in local currencies, to massively stretch their buying power in places like Portugal or Mexico. And several African nations are actively courting this wealth transfer. Ghana's Year of Return initiative deliberately streamlined residency and citizenship for the diaspora. Blaxit takes the theoretical desire to escape a broken system and turns it into a measurable border-crossing reality. But these movements carry immense friction. Domestically, moving millions of Black voters into the South doesn't instantly turn red states blue. Deeply entrenched district mapping and strong rural voting blocks make state-level political shifts a very slow grind. Internationally, the friction is economic. This chart tracks foreign capital influx against rising housing costs in Accra. Notice the widening gap between stagnant local wages and foreign-driven living costs. This disparity prices out native residents and gentrifies ancestral homelands. While relocation can solve the immediate financial and emotional crises for the migrants themselves, it inevitably exports a wave of complex economic and political disruptions to their new host cities. Yet, whether a family is packing a moving truck for Charlotte or booking a one-way flight to Accra, the driving psychological force remains exactly the same. Black Americans are no longer waiting for domestic institutions to reform themselves. This exodus is an active, calculated reclamation of wealth, peace, and power. And as these millions move, they are simultaneously redrawing the American political map and the cultural map of the globe.